I begged them, pleaded them for my life, but they didn't listen. And just like that, my journey ended, brutally, without mercy. Why? After my death, I spawned in a completely new location. While I'm exploring, I came across another freshie survivor. We decided to team up and started looting together, hoping to survive longer as a team. But just a few minutes later, disaster struck. A fully geared player appeared out of nowhere and killed me instantly. Once again, I respawned as a freshie. Determined to keep going, I looted building after building, grabbing only what I needed to survive. While exploring, I saw another server struggling against a horde of zombies. Without hesitation, I rushed to help him and managed to save his life.
Thanks for saving me. Do you want a bandage?
Bro, you look mad geeked. On the bandage or not? Are you friendly? I'm good. I'm not friendly.
But instead of gratitude, I was betrayed. The moment he was safe, he turned on me and attacked. I fought back, but it was too late.
Night night.
I was killed
Oh,
again,
you're a little limpy boy. A lemony snicket.
betrayed once more. After that brutal betrayal, I spawned again, but this time I made a promise to myself. No more trusting anyone. From now on, I survive alone. I spawned near an industrial area, a perfect place to gather materials for a future base. I took this opportunity and started looting everything I could find. But Sarville isn't just about supplies. My hunger and thirst were getting worse. If I didn't find food soon, my health would start to drop. And that would come for me again. I had looted everything here. It was time to move on to the nearby town. As I approached the outskirts, I stumbled upon a dead player. A clear sign that others were nearby. Danger could be just around the corner. While scouting, I discovered a house with a garden plot, perfect for growing fruits and vegetables, to fight off my hunger. But to make it work, I need seeds. I also came across some food. It wasn't much, but it would keep me alive for now. I entered the town cautiously, moving slowly. Every step could be my last. As I looted the outskirts, faint gunshots echoed in the distance. The deeper I went into the town, the louder and more frequent they became. My hunger was reaching a critical point. I came across some strange, unknown food. I knew could make me sick, but I had no choice. It was either eat this or starve to death. But food wasn't only my problem. My body was draining out of energy. I desperately needed water before I completely collapsed. Then I saw him, a fully geared dead player, and Strangely, he hadn't been looted yet. Either the killer was waiting nearby to ambush someone like me, or they had already left. He had everything I needed: weapons, food, gear. I took a deep breath, gathered my courage, and looted as fast as I could, then fled the area before anyone saw me. But my hands were full. I grabbed his bag, shifted some supplies into it, and stashed everything in a nearby bush. It wasn't enough. I had to make a second run. 2 trips between the stash and the body to secure every last piece of the loot. I managed to secure it all, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Now I have to survive at any cost. If I die again, I lose everything and return to square one, starting as freshie all over again. My thirst was killing me. I needed water immediately. I spotted a water source nearby, but my health was dangerously low. Could I make it there in time, or would it be the end? With whatever strength I had left, I crawled inch by inch desperately to survive. Finally, I reached it. I drank, slowly regained my strength. My health began to climb, but it would take time. I couldn't rest yet. I need more supplies to build my base, and this time I had to be extra careful. If I die now, everything I worked for would be lost. As night fell, I used the darkness to my advantage, looting while staying hidden from both zombies and hostile players. Returned to the house with the garden plot. Using the seeds I had found earlier, I planted tomatoes, my first step towards a steady food source. The crops would take time to grow. Meanwhile, I kept looting and scavenging, preparing for a base I dreamt of building. I had an idea to make this house my base. But there was a problem. It had too many windows. Covering them all would require a lot of nails. And right now, I didn't have enough supplies. I decided to search for a better base location. I remembered a nearby military bunker hidden somewhere in the forest. If I could find it, I could build there. It's secluded, well covered by trees, and almost impossible to raid. On my way, I found a shed near the road. It seems like a good base option. But being this close to the road meant other players would easily discover it. Then, finally, deep in the wilderness, I found it exactly how I imagined, well hidden, covered by forest, the perfect base location. Now, I needed to move all my stash supplies to the bunker to start building. I went back and forth, trip after trip, transferring everything I had gathered so far. Along the way, I grabbed the tomatoes I had planted earlier to keep my hunger in check. Finally, with all supplies mowed, I began laying the base foundation. This was it, the start of my stronghold. But then I ran into a major problem. My fence gate was bigger than the bunker entrance. If I built it outside, I had to cover two entrances, and I didn't have enough supplies for that. I didn't have a choice, for now I had to abandon the bunker dream and move my base to the roadside shed I found earlier. I transferred everything from the bunker to the shed. This would be my starting point, my first real base in the harsh world. It wasn't perfect, and it wasn't safe, but now the shed was my home. It was time to finish what I had started. I began laying the foundation for my fence gate, the last step to securing my base. But I need two things, planks and metal wire. I remembered that industrial zone where I spawned. It had plank piles I could use. So I grabbed my hacksaw and headed back there, determined to gather whatever I needed, no matter the risk. While searching, I found barbed wire, exactly what I needed. I converted it into metal wire, checking one thing off my list. Next, I reached the plank pile and started sawing. Every cut brought me closer to completing my base. But then I heard multiple footsteps. 3 players, lightly geared, just a few meters away. My heart pounded. If they spotted me, everything I had built would be gone. I stayed completely still, waiting for the perfect moment. As they got busy fighting zombies, I seized my chance and slipped away, moving as quietly as possible. The moment I was clear, I ran sprinting away from the industrial zone and away from the players. My heart pounding non-stop until I reached safely. Finally, I made it back to base without being spotted. With everything I gathered, I started the final construction. At last, my base was completed. After all the struggles, betrayals, and near-death moments, I finally achieved my goal. At this moment, I felt like I'm the happiest person in the server.